Welcome to Richtic Trades, where researched strategies and smart ideas help you grow richer, step by step. If building wealth is your goal, you're in the right place. Kindly subscribe. Have you ever thought about the different layers of people in regard to riches? Climbing from financial struggle to financial mastery. The survival class, the lowest layer in the pyramid. They are the invisible warriors of everyday life, people who wake up with the weight of the world already pressing down on their chests, living paycheck to paycheck. Or worse, with no paycheck at all. Their mindset isn't about dreams or growth, it's about survival. "I just need to make it through today," they whisper to themselves as they juggle unpaid bills, a leaky roof, and the haunting dread of an unexpected emergency that could shatter everything. They borrow from friends, skip meals so their children can eat, and hide their tears behind forced smiles. They're trapped in jobs they hate, jobs that drain them, but fear quitting because the consequences are even more terrifying than staying. Hope feels distant, luxury is a myth, and every choice feels like a tightrope walk over despair. And when they see something they need or want, they don't even consider it. They just sigh and say, with a painful finality, "I can't afford it." Next is the working poor. They rise before the sun, lace up worn shoes, and head out, fighting traffic, fatigue, and silent frustration, because they've been taught that hard work is the only honest path to a better life. These are the working poor, tireless, determined, but forever running on a treadmill that never stops. Some juggle 2, even 3 jobs, not for luxury, but for bare necessities. They know how to stretch $1, how to make rice last a week, how to say no to their kids with a smile that hides guilt. They value education deeply, many still paying off student loans for degrees that never unlock the doors they were promised. Time is a luxury they can't afford. Birthdays are missed, sleep is sacrificed, health ignored, all in the name of more hours, more shifts, more hope. They whisper to themselves through exhaustion, "If I just work harder, things will get better," unaware that the ladder they're climbing is leaning against the wrong wall. Then comes the middle class, the land of picket fences, polished resumes, and polite smiles that mask quiet financial tension. On the surface, life looks secure. They have a home with a mortgage, a car with a loan, a job with benefits, and maybe even a vacation booked for summer. But beneath the polished routine is an unsettling truth. This comfort is built on a foundation of debt and delicate balance. They believe in the traditional path: get a good job, buy a house, retire at 60, and live happily ever after. But the cracks start to show. Monthly payments quietly drain their income, lifestyle upgrades eat into any raises, and financial surprises become crises. They save for college while borrowing for a new SUV, contribute to a retirement fund but have no real assets that work for them. Their spending rises with their salary, mistaking more for better. And though they smile at the dinner table and say, "We're doing fine," it's often followed by a silent prayer, "as long as nothing goes wrong." The financially aware are the ones who've begun to stir from the fog, the financially aware, people who've caught a glimpse of the truth behind the paycheck maze and are no longer content with just surviving or impressing. They've read Rich Dad Poor Dad and suddenly, everything their parents told them about money feels incomplete. Now, they question things. Is owning a house really security, or is it a liability in disguise? Is college worth the mountain of debt? They start to notice the chains, car loans, credit cards, 40-year mortgages, and ask, who really benefits from all this? They begin building emergency funds, experimenting with index funds, and taking on side hustles, not just for extra cash, but for freedom. Their mindset quietly shifts from consumer to creator, from spender to investor. They still have fears, still second-guess decisions, but curiosity has taken root. They're not there yet, but they're moving, with eyes wide open, asking the question that separates them from the masses: how can I make money work for me? The wealth builders, the rising architects of freedom, are not just playing the game, they're redesigning the board. These are the people who've crossed over from awareness into action, where every decision is rooted in strategy and every dollar is a soldier in their financial army. Their mindset is revolutionary: assets first, freedom over comfort. They don't chase shiny objects or temporary security, they chase cash flow, ownership, and control. They buy rental properties instead of luxury cars, start businesses instead of just saving for retirement, and automate income rather than trade time for money. They think in systems, building, tweaking, scaling, and where most fear failure, they see a tuition fee for learning. These builders don't flinch when markets dip or when a venture stumbles. They pivot, adjust, and move forward. They delegate what doesn't need their genius and focus on what grows their wealth. To them, a salary is a seed, not the tree. And every morning, with hungry optimism, they ask a question that fuels their future: what income stream can I build next? At the pinnacle stand the truly rich, the rare few who have transcended the noisy chase of wealth and settled into a life where time and money dance in perfect harmony. These aren't the ones flashing yachts or Lamborghinis on social media. Their wealth isn't measured by possessions but by freedom: freedom to wake up on their own terms, freedom to create, to give, and to live fully. Their mindset whispers a profound truth: wealth is freedom, not things. They've built systems and investments so powerful that money flows effortlessly, even while they sleep. Philanthropy isn't an afterthought, it's a core part of their existence, a way to pass on not just riches but purpose. They protect their legacy fiercely, teaching their children the language of money alongside values, understanding that true wealth is both financial and generational. Their lives are calm yet vibrant, purposeful yet relaxed, anchored in the comforting knowledge that their money makes more money, working 24/7, while they savor the priceless gift of time. You might be shocked to know that the poorest of the poor, according to the World Bank's International Poverty Line, live on less than $2.15 per day, adjusted for purchasing power parity as of 2022. This amount represents extreme poverty, where basic survival needs, like food, water, shelter, and medicine, are barely met, if at all. To give perspective, over 700 million people in the world live below this line. In many rural regions of sub-Saharan Africa, parts of South Asia, and conflict-affected zones, families survive on even less than $1.50 per day. This income isn't just low, it means constant vulnerability, hunger, poor health, and often no access to education or clean water. And for millions, this isn't temporary. It's generational. The harsh reality is that someone earning $2 per day may need to choose between eating and getting medicine, or sending one child to school while others work. Now you might be astonished to know that as of June 2025, Elon Musk holds the title of the world's richest person, with a net worth estimated at $424.7 billion, according to Forbes. This immense wealth translates to an average daily income of approximately $96.1 million, based on his earnings over the past year. To put this into perspective, Musk's daily earnings are over 44 million times greater than the $2.15 per day that defines the World Bank's International Poverty Line. This stark contrast highlights the vast disparities in global income distribution. It's important to note that Musk's wealth is largely tied to the valuations of his companies, such as Tesla and SpaceX. Consequently, his net worth, and thus his daily income, can fluctuate significantly with market dynamics. For instance, in early 2025, a decline in Tesla's stock value led to a substantial decrease in his net worth. The global trends over the past few decades indicate that hundreds of millions of people worldwide have moved up from extreme poverty to the working poor or middle class, especially in rapidly developing countries like China and India. For example, between 1990 and 2020, over 1 billion people globally escaped extreme poverty, $2.15 per day threshold. This is one of the fastest and most significant upward shifts in human history. The financial literacy do contribute greatly in the present day. Having walked through these deeply revealing layers, from the paycheck-to-paycheck survivors to the time-rich elite, you probably feel a mirror being held up to your own life. Now this is your personal checkpoint, not a verdict but a beginning. Because now, with clarity in hand, you know exactly where you stand, and more importantly, where you want to go. This awareness isn't just empowering, it's everything. Every empire starts with a single decision to rise. So let this be yours. Take a breath, gather your will, and begin your journey forward, with planning, learning, and investing, not just to escape the layer you're in, but to build a life where freedom, not fear, leads the way. If getting richer step by step is your goal, Rich Trades is where you want to be. We're just getting started, don't miss what's next. Kindly subscribe, thank you.